and we were down by 1 point. I went to the free throw line. I hit 2 free throws and won the game. It was cool. Everybody was all happy. We was cheering. The bus ride home was cool. Little did they know, after today, they ain't gonna see my black ass no more. Yo, what's up my YouTube fam? And welcome to another episode of True Stories. I believe it was 1984 going into 1985. I had finished junior high school at Hamilton Junior High School in LA. And this particular summer, my dad had big plans for the family. Me and my mom didn't know what he was talking about. He decided, you know what? I think we need to move out of LA. It's getting too bad with the gangs, the violence, the blacks and the Mexicans funking with each other, blacks and the Asians funking with each other. My dad just got nervous and scared because, you know, during that time, LA was pretty rough. But when you're born into something, you get used to it and you don't trip. Well, my dad started looking at either Sacramento or Santa Barbara, California to move to. So we visited both places that summer deciding, and unwillingly I went. I didn't want to go. He made it a family outing and me and my mom were pissed because all we know is LA. So he decided, yeah, I think Sacramento's a better place of the two. It's a little cheaper to live in Sacramento than Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara's pretty expensive. And I didn't see any black people. Hell, Sacramento, I didn't see any black people there either. I was not cool with the situation. So later on that summer, we moved to Sacramento. Now my mom, she didn't fully move. She told my dad, look here, honey, get your ass a job, buy a house, make sure everything's established and copacetic, then I will move down there officially. But right now I'm just going back and forth. But anyway, I had to go. And my dad signed me up at this junior high school for my 8th grade year to go to a place called Rudder Junior High School. Man, it was a trip. And see, in Sacramento, you only go to junior high school for 2 years, 7th and 8th grade. And then you start high school your 9th year as a freshman. In LA, it's totally different. You go to junior high school 7th, 8th, and 9th, and your sophomore year is your first year of high school. So it was new to me, it was different. The atmosphere, the culture was different. Sacramento was a cow town, not very hip. The few black folks I met was countrified. Man, I hated going to school here. And I gave my parents hell. I was cutting up. I was belligerent. I wasn't having it. And my mom said, look, Mike, let the boy move back to LA with me until I'm ready to move to Sacramento. Let the boy at least enjoy what life he has left. Just to have fun in LA with his friends and everything he's ever known. I was born and raised in Hollywood. All I know is LA. So I caused enough funk to move back to LA. But before I left, I was on the males basketball team. I never forget this day. It's my last day of school. We had a game after school, and I got fouled with no time left. And we were down by 1 point. I went to the free throw line. I hit 2 free throws and won the game. It was cool. Everybody was all happy. We was cheering. The bus ride home was cool. Little did they know, after today, they ain't gonna see my black ass no more. And I left in the middle of the school year and went back to LA. At the time, since we moved and my dad sold a house and everything in LA, my mom was staying with my old babysitter, Miss Thompson, in Compton. So she had an extra room that she added on. So I stayed with my mom along with my old babysitter and her daughter, Irma, in Compton. It was cool to live right back in Compton as an older teenager. It was cool. Well, my mom said, if you coming back here, you're going to a Jehovah's Witness private school. You gotta remember, y'all, I was born and raised a Jehovah's Witness. I was like That's the constellation prize. Bet, I'm with it. And this private school went from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. It had that many grades, but it was only like 30 people in the whole school. It was weird. So we're all in class together at the Jehovah's Witness school. You had people from the 8th grade all the way up to the 12th grade in the same classroom. It was weird. And it's supposed to be very religious, very safe. Man, during breaks and lunch, they was cussing. We was capping on each other, just like regular private school. It was fun. So I got in good with the seniors, the 2 to 3 seniors that was there. And the 2 seniors that were there were girlfriend and boyfriend. It wasn't allowed, but no one knew anything. I mean, we kissed and made out just like they do in public school. We did the same thing in private school. I had a couple of little honey buns I was kicking it with right there in that Jehovah's Witness school. I finished off the year there. And the 2 people that were seniors, male and female, the lady and the man that was a couple, they were throwing a party, a graduation party, and we all got invited. It was real cool. And the girl that was a senior, I guess her folks were out of town, so she had the whole house to herself. We had a wild party. We had alcohol, we had pizza, hamburgers. I mean, it was my first like house party at a school with older folks. This was really, really cool. And me and homegirl was cool, man. We was really tight. And she even cried on the last day of school because, damn, I'm no longer a senior. I got to take my black ass to college and do something with myself. So this party, we was sitting, we was talking, we was drinking. And she got real sick because beer, pizza, hamburgers, fries, and lasagna, everything, you name it, that girl consumed a lot. Hell, she just graduated from high school. And I never forget, she had to went to the bathroom, and her bathroom was tiny. You walk in, you go straight, there's a wall, and on that wall, over here is the sink, and over here is the toilet. So the sink is directly in front of the toilet. And she ran in there going, she left the door wide open. She started throwing up in the sink. I'm like, oh, that's nasty. Then she grabbed her butt, and I went in there and looked because I was concerned about my girl. I went in there and looked. I said, oh, are you okay? Her boyfriend was passed out, so he was no help. I went in there looking. Like I said, it's a straight shot. You can see everything. Then she turns around, started throwing up in the toilet because the sink was getting full. She couldn't flush the throw up down, man. It was nasty. It's like a mountain of throw up. Blah, it was disgusting. So she lifted up the toilet and started throwing up in the toilet. But then she got the runs and had to take a shit. So she turned around. You gotta remember, this is a wall. And she started shitting and throwing up at the same time. So she's shitting in the toilet and throwing up on a wall in front of her. So she tried to like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. She turned around, remember she's drunk. Then she started shitting on the wall and throwing up in the toilet simultaneously. Yeah, it was a sight to see. And secretly I had a crush on her. When you have a crush on somebody and you see them like this, finally she got her pants down and her panties down and there's shit coming out of her ass and throw up out of her mouth. I'm cool. But we stayed late. I was one of the guys that helped clean up. Yeah, I'll never forget that, man. It was shit and throw up on this wall. The toilet had shit and throw up all over the commode, all on it. She laid there. She was embarrassed. Later, she was embarrassed. At the time, she didn't give a damn. So, I'm trying to look at her naked from the front because the back was toe up, all that doo-doo and shit. But yeah, a night that I never forget. It was her grad night, and that night I graduated from being in the 8th grade, getting ready to go to high school. Because when I moved back to Sacramento that next summer, I was a 9th grader and I started high school. But yeah, grad night in LA, California, at a private school with a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses that was all corrupt, doing the deeds of the devil. And we had a blast. But yo, until the next time on True Stories, peace.